Hello everyone, it's Nick Lawson with cdc-TakeCharge software, and this is our 13th session on building an improved desktop for the Microsoft operating system. At the end of our last session, we said we would be looking at the File Manager and Start menu module of our application and working on a punch list for it. Well, when we come down to our menu, you can see that we have that module can be opened twice, once as a Start menu and once as a File Manager. Let's look at the differences. As a Start menu, down here in the banner it says Start Menu. It opens to the Microsoft desktop view, which allows the user to select the desktop menu they created of their favorite programs, their Documents folder, their Programs, which is their Start menu, Favorites, and Recent. Okay. Also, notice that it loaded down here in the lower left corner, which is where the users are used to seeing their Start menu. Now let's take and load it as a File Manager. Here, it opens up. Basically, it looks the same. The exception is that it now says File Manager instead of Start menu, and it's loaded in the center of the screen rather than the left corner because now it's a utility. Also notice that our view has changed. Instead of being the Microsoft desktop view, it is now the utility view because the assumption is you're expecting to do utilities. Even though that may be the case, it's also set up so that you can do anything here that you can do on the Start menu and vice versa. Now let's look at some of the other changes we said we were going to do. One, we said we were going to take and finish up some code on the buttons that we've completed so far, and we've done that. So right now we're on the File Utility view. If I click on the Quick Launch view, it comes over and displays our Quick Launch applications, and it allows you to subgroup those in the navigator so that it's easier to find stuff quickly. Also, down here, our attribute window has disappeared and we now have a text box, which when we're finished, if you're on File Utilities and you click on a file, it will display the attributes in here. But now, depending on what module we're in, we can display other information as well by adding those values to our text object. Okay, if I look at my web bookmarks, the same thing happens. If I can subgroup those to display exactly the ones that I want to see. So again, things that we said we were going to do on our punch list are now complete. Also notice that if you remember correctly, the size of the module before was about an inch taller and an inch wider, which really took up a lot of room on older monitors. I have a monitor I tested it on that is a 14-inch monitor, and it took up half the screen. So by reducing it in size here, now when it displays, it looks more like a menu. Still a little bit larger than the Windows Start menu, but not by much, whereas before it was way out here. Okay, so now, the other thing we said we were going to do is create a run command similar to the run command on the Microsoft Start menu, and we've done that here. Right now, the run command is set to show the folder C:. So as a user, if I want to see that folder in Windows, I simply have to take and click my little run button and it'll display. But let's change that to a different folder. There's temp. Here you go. I now have a folder called temp displayed on the screen, and I can do any file utilities that I want to by using the Windows right-click methods. Pretty simple. Okay, we can also take and open up applications if you know the full path, or you can do environment commands. So if I type in CMD and click run, there's my DOS window. And you can do regedit, you can ping, you can do all the things that you're used to doing if you're a tech head. Um, we can also bring up a web page by typing in the address. Oops. I think I typed that correctly. I did. There it is. Our website. Now, in addition to that, I can search the web by typing in web first with a colon and then enter a search string. There's our product name. And here's a Google search with our website, one of our YouTube videos, our how-to guide, all on the first page. Very cool stuff. Okay, the other thing we said we would look at is how to use the zip command. So we're going to go back to Utilities. Now, I'm going to switch over to Mouse Opens, and I'm going to open our Redbook application folder. Here, I want to tag the ADB files for this application. So I click on Mouse Tags, and I select each one that I want in turn. Okay? Now I say zip. Here they are in my list. When I say do it, I am presented with a dialog box that points to the folder that I'm currently in and allows me to create the zip file. Or I can take and switch to another folder. So let's do that. So I'm going to go to C, and I'm going to go over here to temp, and I'm going to create, this is my RB test. I don't need to put the zip extension on, but I can. So when I say open, away it goes. You notice we changed the progress bar to a more uniform color. On Windows 7 that comes up as a system sky blue, matching our design a little better. Here it shows up as a gray. Now, if I want to take and return to my file folder, I have two ways I can do that. I can take and choose my module up here, which will take me back to the root drive of C, or I can hit return, which returns me to the folder I was in and allows me to perform other zip functions or any other functions if I would choose to do so. Also, I can change altogether, and I can switch over to contacts, to-dos, Microsoft Desktop, emails, Node Organizer, any one that I want. So we're going to do the return. And here we are, we're back in that folder, like I said, allow me now to do other functions if I choose to do so, which I don't. What I do want to do, however, is go look at that zip file. So I come down to temp, and I say open. And now if I click on mouse open, or I can just select it and then open it, we're going to do mouse open. I'm going to come down here to my RB test. Notice that it automatically flips over to my target view and displays the contents of that file. Now I can extract those contents, or I can untag the ones that I want or don't want and extract just the ones that are left. The choice is up to me. So we're going to say unzip all and unzip all the files. So I say do it, and away they go. It unzipped them to temp. If I would have changed the path, I could have unzipped them anywhere I wanted to. Now let's go see if in fact the files are unzipped. So we come back over here, we go to temp, say open, and now oh, here it is right here. It restored the full path because I said all. So if I take and open up that folder, there are the files. Pretty cool. If I would have tagged them one by one, then I would take and unzip them just to temp as files rather than restoring the entire path. So your choices are unzip all files, unzip selected files, or unzip files to a different folder and set the path to what you want. That's it. Okay, those are the things we said we were going to accomplish. On the next outing, we'll be looking at the email utility, and possibly, depending on how long this takes, we may look at the print utility. That's it for today, folks. If you want to see the code that made all this stuff run, go on over to our blog, which is at cdc-TakeCharge.wordpress.com. As always, thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.